Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening from where you're joining from. It's so nice to have you here. Please let us know where you're coming from, where you're joining from in the chat. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone. My name is Nigeria. I'm so honored to be anchoring, moderating this event. It's the sixth already. So, welcome to a new series, a new part of the study series from the AWS user group. Please, I can see Mr. Olakunle sent from Lagos, Nigeria. Please let me know where you're joining from, whether you're watching from LinkedIn, from YouTube, or here on Restream. I'll just give a few minutes for that. Wait, while we wait on while we wait for more people to join, I'm very honored to be here with Dr. Anil. It's a pleasure to be here with you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for coming to speak to us.
Thank you, Chesham.
Yes, sir. So Dr. Anil is a solution architect at Amazon Web Services based in London, United Kingdom, with a unique blend of academic rigor, and practical cloud expertise. Dr. Giri brings a distinctive perspective to helping customers architect innovative solutions. Dr. Giri earned his PhD in computer networks from India, specializing in optimization of routing protocols in vehicle ad hoc networks. He spent approximately 10 years in academia, building a strong foundation in research and teaching before transitioning to industry. So before this, Dr. Giri spent 2 years working in a startup incubator where he helped early stage companies build and realize their visions on the AWS cloud. This expertise gave him invaluable insight into the challenges and opportunities startups face when adopting cloud technologies. Amazing profile here. Since joining AWS in December 2019, Dr. Giri has been working as a solutions architect, specializing in independent software vendor ISV customers across the UKI region. It focuses on helping customers test and implement agentic AI solutions, enabling them to build intelligent autonomous systems that can and take action. Dr. is passionate on enablement and scale business through cloud adoption, then AI-driven patterns. I'm sincerely to be here. This top one that does blow AI on AWS Bedrock. I have my notes, I have pen, and I hope that you all have yours too. Okay, so much ado, I would love to bring Dr. Anil on live. Thank you.
Thank you, Chisham. Thanks for nice introductions. So, hi everyone, and I'm really glad to be here. And I would like to talk about agentic AI on AWS. So let's get started. The whole idea of this agentic AI on AWS is to make you understand what is AI agent and how it has matured to be like agentic AI. So today I'm going to talk about what is the offering from AWS side. What are the services AWS has brought? Basically, we are going to talk about that. But before I talk about that, let's understand what is AI agent. So first of all, let me tell you, we all know AI agents have taken the world by storm. At AWS, we believe there will be a soon a billion of agents in the world working alongside human. So it's a tectonic shift from how we build, deploy, and interact. This is what we are going to learn. But the nice questions would be to ask this: what exactly the AI agent is. If I look at AI agents, so basically you can think of this like as a autonomous or semi-autonomous software system that can reason, plan, and act to accomplish goal in a digital or a physical environment. That's what the definitions look like AI agents. But nowadays there's a word we call it like agentic AI. What is the difference between agents and agentic AI? That we need to understand first. So generally, you see the definition says based on the. If I just go with the definition, a simple AI agent is something that works like it can plan, it can it can reason, it can plan, it can execute, but it can achieve a certain task, right? It's certain goal. But the moment I talk about agentic AI, it means you can think of like autonomous system that is working as a whole system and trying to achieve the goal and going in loop until that particular goal is achieved. So here I would like to just quickly give you an idea. Let me just quickly take a pen just to highlight some points. I'm talking about AI maturity scale. So basically, if you look at when the AI, especially generative AI, came into existence, we started with the rule-based RPA, where we used to follow this. We used to follow a set of rules, right? And where the human oversight was like more. But then we came up with the generative AI assistance where we achieve a specific predefined goal. And then we started collaborating where goal driven AI agents came into existence, where it operates towards a higher level of objective, not just a task. And then we came into pioneer phase where fully autonomous agentic systems is there. It's like independently set and execute goal, right? That's how your agentic AI look like. And if you go, follow the along this line, so you can see the right side. If you go here, you see there's a less human oversight. But in the beginning, it was more human oversight. That's how the AI maturity scale looks like. If I highlight what is the difference between Gen AI and agentic AI here, as I said earlier, in Gen AI, you can see generally we have content generations. The primary purpose is content generation, and it's completely depend on prompt and input data. And if I say agency label, what does it mean? Generally, agentic AI, it seems like it's an agency which got a lot of tools and a kind of plan which is executed. But here in a generative AI, mostly it's a LLM which take care of your uh, content generation part. But in agentic AI, if you look at here, the primary purpose is goal achievement. And the dependency is access to tool means you are going to not only you are going to just give LLM, uh, uh, you are not going to exploit the LLM capability. You are going to exploit a little more. For example, providing the tools and data and a different kind of agents. So agents can talk to another agents as well. So agent can talk to MCP server as well. right? So agency level is very high. It means less to no human oversight. What does it mean? Means you are going to give a lot of tools or any other agents who would be collaborating with the agents, which is going to be like leading from the front. So agentic AI will help realize the true promise of LLM. So basically, it's not only LLM anymore. It's become agentic AI that comes with the power of when you bring in the different kind of tools, data and other agents or MCP tools, for example, MCP servers, or there's another concept we call the A2A. So here you can understand clearly generative AI is generate is for the generation generating the content, but the moment we talk about agentic AI, it has certain goal to be achieved. Means it is going to help you to achieve the goal with the help of different tools, options available to your agent. Okay, so up to this point, I was just trying to make you understand how generative AI become agentic AI, means how it become autonomous. Now the idea is why people are after agentic AI. What is the key driver for business value? What exactly the business value or what kind of business value it is going to drive with agentic AI? So I'm going to talk about on these four topic. One, first of all, what is the value it is going to drive using agentic AI is like improve workplace productivity. You must have heard the different places on the internet, on LinkedIn, and some other places. You can see people are talking about how we can enhance the productivity, workplace in productivity. And then we are going to look at, and you can see if you are a developer, you can see that you are using different tools. For example, in Amazon, we are using Kiro, right? Kiro is, I'll talk about this is a kind of ID that we are using for uh, developing software and deploying it into, local or in production. And then we are going to look at what if you are going to create a custom agent. And then what is the advantage of like bringing or transform your business with your agentic OS? This is very popular, and in near future you'll see that people have started building agentic OS, right? So let's get started with how your agentic AI can help you improve workplace productivity. So what is the idea about it? What's the focus? So focus is automate core workflow. Maybe if you are in a business, any business, if you look at, they have a certain workflow. For example, in sales, in marketing, HR, finance, there is certain process. And wherever you see there is a process, manual process, you can think of automating those things. How you can go and automate. So basically, Agentic AI can help you automate those parts. So it's a out of the box solutions available. Let's say, in Amazon AWS specifically, we have brought another a kind of service we call like Amazon Quick Suite. So I'm going to talk today different layer. For example, if you are a person, you're not a developer, you need a kind of tool or a kind of business tool that can help automate your business. We have the solution for that. We call it Amazon QuickSight. So let's understand a quick shoot basically. So let's understand what kind of value it brings. So first of all, if you look at here, the cost of fragmented intelligence. Generally, if you look at in any organizations where you are, investing your time, what kind of activity you do when you are in office. So most of the times you are, wasting your time gathering data from multiple source, and you're trying to consolidate data and information, and then consulting with the experts to help analyze the data, right? You can think of any process. For example, if you just, I can give you a simple example. Let's say if one a kind of email comes in, you read it, you need a tool which can write the reply of your email. And with your permissions, it can send that. I need that kind of tool as well. It is already available, by the way, just to let you know. So how it can be a productive? Because if you ask me, because whole my life was like a more technical side. I used to, I did PhD. So during that period, I had a lot of research I used to do. But at the same time, it's very I mean, during that particular time, it was very difficult to, read the different kind of research paper. Nowadays, if you look at tools, you just pass the research paper, it is going to come back the summary and the key point in a bullet points. You can find it out. You can use those informations to do some more research. It's a very productivity. It is very productive nowadays because of those tools. So how we can ensure with the help of, let's say, uh, Amazon Quick Shoot, how we can help, how we can use this particular service to ensure that you are not going to waste your time, how it can help enhance productivity in organizations. So Quick Shoot is a kind of service that helps answer. I mean, it's like the reason we call it Quick Shoot because it's a amalgamation of different kind of tools. For example, we have the agents, we have the space, we can create a flow, and if you want to do a kind of research, you can do that. So I would like to show quickly a kind of demo how Amazon Quick Shoot looks like rather than just going with the PPT. So here's my Amazon Quick Shoot. If you look at here, I have already logged in. Let me just increase the font size. In the left hand side, you can see, first of all, how you are going to reach to this particular place. So basically, if you go to the AWS Management Console, you can try to search Amazon Quick. So you can see there's a service known as Amazon Quick. Just click here and so you can just log in depending on what kind of accounts you have. So I've already logged in, so I'm not going to repeat this. So you can see the moment you use any particular user name that you have already created or your admin has already created, use that, you'll land here. So in the left hand side, you can see we have the chat agent. The best part with the quick shoot is already the chat agent is there. This is the common, and that you can use for you can bring your data or apps, and you can ask questions. Any questions you can ask here. It is going to use your organization's data. If you want, it should use only your organization's data. You can create a space. So this particular agent is common for all the employee, let's say, in your organizations. But if your requirement is to create another agent, you can do it. Just go there and create another agent, right? And this agent would be doing certain activity that you want it should be doing it. And the best part is you can create this particular agent and share among the employee within the organizations. So here you can see there are different kind of way to create agents. So in my case, I have one particular agent. I can use that agent to ask any questions. It can web scroll. Uh, it can answer question based on the file that you have attached, or it can also include the flow. I'll talk about what is flow. So the best part is you don't need to write a single line of code to create agent for your organizations. If you are a business person and you feel that there are so many things that you need to answer, or your employee are looking for answer of questions, they need to ask in organizations. You can think of building agent for your organizations or the people in certain department or at organizations level without writing a single line of code. If you look at here in the under space, so what is this space, by the way? In under space, what you can do, you can go ahead and create and upload your organization's label of a document, and you can keep it over there, and you can share with the particular employee, or you can share this particular space with the agent. It means you can share this space with agent, and your agent would be picking the document to answer question of users from this space as well. So you can think of a space like a kind of folder that you are going to create for certain department or certain let's say at organizations level, depending on what kind of hierarchy you want to do, you can create that. So day to day, if you look at, you would be dealing with a different kind of workflow. I would like to tell you a simple story. Probably one of my customers came and said that actually we are looking for automating certain activity we do every day. What was that activity? So they are in a media company. So they used to collect a different kind of stats in terms of Excel sheet, and the workflow required, reading that Excel sheet, finding the informations, and doing writing a kind of nice write up that how much sales happened in certain media, and then send it to the let's say group of people through the email. So this entire process they wanted to automate. They use the flow. So in Flow, you can just tell that where is the source, where your data is coming from. You can point it out, and then it is going to build the entire flow. Using that flow, you can configure to send the email to the people through the, let's say, Outlook, or maybe if you want to send the your uh, let's say informations on the Slack. All these things can be configured in this flow. The last part of this one is the research. So sometimes what you need, let's say if you are in a research, or if you are in a sales, you would like to do a certain research, and you know that what are the website I need to go ahead and visit. So basically what you can do in a research, you can tell that what kind of research you want to do, right? And you can provide the information, or let's say website from where it is going to bring the informations. Use that informations to do the research for you, right? Here you can see in the left hand side integrations. What is this integration, by the way? Sometimes what happen, you have the data, let's say in some other places. Imagine I would like to add, I would like to create my knowledge base. For that, I need to go ahead and connect with my existing, let's say, SharePoint. Can I go ahead and connect my, quick shoot from there to there? Answer yes, you can do it. Quickly go ahead and add it from this. It means there are different kind of sources you can connect with your quick shoot. And sometimes you want to perform action. Let's say your agents wants to make a API call to a certain, let's say, MCP server. Can I do it? Answer yes, you can do it. As these are the, like say, integrations point in QuickSight, right? In my quick shoot, basically, it's not a quick site. Quick site is something that which is now the part of quick shoot. Basically, quick site used to be a separate service, and that service still exists, and now it is the part of Amazon Quick. So where you used to create a kind of different kind of visualizations from the data that you get from the different places. So you can see this is like a one uh, a place where you can do a different kind of activity like creating agents, creating a space, creating flow. You can do research, you can integrate with the different kind of organized let's say sources, and you can perform certain action out of that. And the best part is you are not writing even single line of code here. That's the beauty of Amazon Quick, right? So this is what actually Amazon Quick does for you. So this is the first thing that you can think of, like Amazon provides you out of the box without writing a single line of code. But how about people who are in development? So here you can see accelerate software development. Let's say I'm a developer. As a solution architect, I'm talking to many customers, try to understand, and sometimes I need to do the POC quickly to understand what is their customer requirement. And sometimes I have to write the code end to end. If I tell you, like 2 3 years back, it was really difficult to write code, but nowadays because of the tools, we can go ahead and quickly write the code. So here you can see how Amazon can help you, especially when the focus is integrate AI into coding, right? Testing, deployment, maintenance. Why it is required? Because like deep DevOps ID integration with the AI developers. Let's say I'm using, let's say, Visual Studio Code or maybe some other ID. Is it possible? Can I go ahead and use it? Agent within the my existing uh, what we call like ID. Answer yes, you can do it. But Amazon came up with another beautiful idea, I would say. This is a Kiro. And this Kiro is something we call a spec driven. It means Kiro can do a software development based on spec driven. I'll talk about what is spec driven development. So, since I'm talking about what is the key area of driving business value with agentic AI. So this is the another area. It means the first area I have already spoken about, and the second area that I'm talking about is how it can be helpful or it is going to enhance productivity in terms of software development. So If I talk about the service, Kiro is the one uh, IDE that can help you to do a software development from, let's say, you can do the development and you can take it into productions from same ID, right? And we have other service like AWS Transform that is used for the migrations and modernizations. I'm not going to talk today about this one, but yes, let me just quickly give you idea about Kiro. But before I talk about Kiro, can you see this particular slide? This is really very interesting to see. In 2022, traditional programming was like at the higher end, but if you look at in 2027, it's reduced like anything. It means it is decreasing like anything. But what is happening from 2025 to 2027? More like a vibe coding is also going to be like downside. I mean, here the vibe coding is at the upper side. Coding agents are there, agent clusters are there, and we have agent fleets. It's increasing day by day. So we are here nowadays. We are not going to go with the traditional programming anymore, and we are not doing any kind of code completion. So we are going to more focused on doing a development in natural language. Means we are going to drive our agents. They would be writing code on our behalf. So we are going to interact with the IDE agents in natural language. And here you can see this is the kind of fundamental change nowadays. The software development team is going to look like, let's say, senior leaders are there. There are managers, and managers are having like devs. There are different development teams, and we have the AI managers. And you must have seen the job changes are taking place, and people have started, you know, saying that the different kind of roles, and all those roles are starting with AI, right? All the name like AI solution architect, AI engineer, something like that. So you can see the change in the software development. So how we are going to uh, leverage agentic AI within our own ID. So here is Agentic AI. What exactly it does for you? So Agentic AI can remove undifferentiated heavy lifting from software development. Generally, you see in SDLC, software development cycle, where you have the requirement refinement, design, rapid prototyping, or maybe rapid software development, testing, and deployment, and then you start, operations and maintenance that you see. So we start with the, let's say, planning phase, requirement definitions. This is the simple, typical steps that is there in a SDLC. Can we incorporate, or do we have options that uh, from the Amazon side? Can we go ahead and use that? So answer is this. We have ID Kiro. So by the way, what is the meaning of Kiro? Kiro is nothing but it sounds like a hero, which is not which does not tire. It means they're not going to get tired uh, easily, right? So it means continuously it is going to work for you. So that's the rhyme from the. It's like a hero. So if I say Kiro, basically it sounds like a hero. That's what it is derived from. So it's like AI ID for prototype to productions. What is the benefit of using Kiro? So let me just quickly highlight. So first of all, it's a spec-based development. So you must be wondering what is the difference between spec-based development, and there is concept we call the vibe coding. I'm not sure if you are aware of that or not, but let me just quickly give you idea. If I say vibe coding, means I'm talking about achieving a certain goal. And uh, for example, if I say, can you go ahead and add one API in my let's say front end side or my in back end side, it means you are going to tell that do a specific task. So generally for the simple task, which is not very complex. In that case, vibe coding is going to work. But the moment it comes like end-to-end development, then your vibe coding is going to struggle a lot. Therefore, the concept of spec-driven, development came into existence, and Kiro is something that supports it end-to-end. How it looks like? Let me just quickly take you to the, Kiro ID. I'm not sure if you have seen that. Let me quickly bring it here for you. Hold on a second. Okay, so here we see, uh, let me, yeah. So this is Keto ID. How it looks like, let me just quickly give you a little introductions of how this Keto looks like. So this is the ID. And you can see in the left hand, right hand side, there is something to two things here, like wipe and speak. So you can select and you can tell that white code. I mean, how you're going to do the white coding. So where it is used for, or it is great for when you have a rapid explorations and testing, build when requirements are unclear, implementing a simple task, I would say. But in a spec driven, basically thinking through the feature in depth, you can think of like a creating a three-tier architecture or building a software which is required from, let's say, you need application which is front end, back end, and let's say there's a middle tier as well. So if you need a end to end application development, probably spec driven, you know uh, I mean, spec driven would be good fit for your case. So Kiro support that. So what is there in a spec driven? Whenever you go ahead and say, I would like to create, let's say, a software. So basically, it is going to come up with the requirement analysis. Means it is going to ask, and you can iterate. You can create the requirement. You can see in the left hand side, we have the spec, we have agent hooks, and we have a steering, and we have MCP server. We'll talk about that. But if you look at in the left hand side, there are three things: requirement. So basically, when you are interacting with this particular spec driven agents, so whenever you say something, it is going to come up with the requirement. So you can iterate. Means it's like first of all, you are going to gather all the requirement. Once the requirement is there, then you go into the design phase. So in a design phase, it is going to bring all the information which is there in the requirement and create the complete and clear design. And once design is done, then it should start executing the task. So it is going to list the task and you can start running all the tasks in one go. So basically, imagine you want to create let's say, a serverless architecture for, let's say, chatbot or something, and that you would like to put it into certain web applications. So you want to build that end to end. So basically, you need a requirement, design, and tasks. That is something you can interact with your agents, and it is going to do it for you. Why it is very popular nowadays? The region in and most of the providers you'll see they are moving in the similar direction, spec driven. But Kiro is one that supports end to end. So this is we call spec. How what other things are there? For example, there's something we call the steering skills. Steering skills you can imagine this way. Let's say agent is there. So agent need informations or a kind of steering document. So basically, in a spec driven, you can bring your steering documents as well. For example, what kind of products you are building, what kind of structure is there, what kind of technology stack it is going to use. It is going to be there. So whenever you are going to interact with your agents here in a simple natural language, it brings the context. It means this gives you the context. Some the beauty with the this kind of ID is if you want to see or update the document on the fly. For example, let's say if I've added a new feature in my three-tier architecture, so I don't want to write it manually. What kind of features I have added? So I want my agent or my hook should be able to log those information. So it maintains the document. So hook is for that particular things. And there are different MCP server that you can integrate with your Kiro, and it can leverage that those servers to MCP servers to make your spec-driven development nice or more flexible and more authentic. So basically, here you can see this is the four section that you need to focus if you want to use Kiro. And if I show you what are the model that is behind the scene, you can see right now I can use Auto, we can use Claude Opus 4.6. 4.7 is also there, but not here. I don't think it is still there, but yeah, it's out, but not in Kiro as of now. So this is the complete ID for your development. So as a developer, what you need? You need a simple ID which you can interact with and automatically can do a lot of things. It means it can create the requirement, it can design the solution for you, and it can execute the task, and it can deploy into, let's say, cloud. So all these things, that's the part of your SDLC. If you remember when I was there talking here, I said that you need SDLC, right? Uh, so this is the typical state of SDLC. So Kiro supports all those things in. So this is something actually I just wanted to highlight. Kiro is a kind of AI ID, which is provided by AWS to help you develop software solutions. And from the development to the productions, you can take it with the help of Kiro. So up to this point, what you have seen, we did talk about what if you want to enhance productivity into workplace without writing any single line of code. But as a developer, what you need a kind of ID that is equipped with a kind of agentic a kind of agents that can help you with the your SDLC solutioning, right? The next thing is comes like this is for the developer, this is for the productivity enhancement for those who are not developer. But what if you have to build agent on your own? You don't want to go with, let's say, predefined, or let's say uh, agent which is already available. I don't want to go with this. I would like to go and build my custom agent which is very specific for my use case. What AWS provides for this kind of situations are for the building custom agents. So if you look at here, we have a solution we call the agent core. We have a strand agents. This is something used for creating agent. It's a SDK for creating a agent. You can use any kind of framework for building agent in the strand agent. And we have Amazon Bedrock. So we are going to talk about these three in a nutshell, just to help you understand that what AWS offer in this space if you want to build your custom agents and take it from the development to the production. So let's understand that part. So here is something, whenever you are going to build a custom agents, what you need LLM to enrich your LLMs. Let's say in terms of context, you need to provide data. And if you want your agents to perform certain actions, you need tools to remember that what happened in the past. Let's say 2 minutes back, or maybe 6 months before. What happens? You need memory, and of course, with the agentic AI solutions, generally you have goal. If you remember in the beginning, I said, what is the purpose of agentic AI? Agentic AI is going to achieve certain goal through the loops, right? So for your building custom agents, there are certain things here that you need, right? So in this case, you can see your LLM should be performing some action using different tools, and you need a complete observability as well, because you want to ensure that whatever actions my agents takes, I need to observe that. I need to have a place where I can see what are the action has been taken, right? For that, what AWS come up with, we have a service known as Amazon Bedrock. What it does provides a broad choice of leading models. You can customize with your data, apply safety and responsible AI checks, basically we call the guardrails, and optimize for cost latency and accuracy, build and orchestrate agents. So Bedrock is a service that gives you a single API. If through the single API, you can access different kind of models provided by different other providers, right? For example, Llama, different. So here's something you can see. You can see there are different kind of providers, and let's say AI21, Amazon, Anthropic, Cohere. And here you can see it's not all. Let's say OpenAI is also here, and you must here on this particular slide, I don't see Google, but yes, it's a part of that. This slide is a little old, but yes, you can see uh, Bedrock provides different choices, and choices matters here, right? Because for different use cases, you need different kind of tools, right? A different kind of models. It's not one model is going to work. For example, if you need a content generations, you need a text generations model. Maybe if you're looking for audio, video, or text generations, you need a multi-model. So different models required for the different use cases. So we have option from Bedrock side that gives you options to choose the model from different providers. Okay, so using Bedrock, you can choose the model. you can do a different other activity. You can create flow as well. It means there's a and you can manage the prompt. You can choose the different kind of strategy from there. For example, let's say if you're looking for ensuring that there should be guardrails, so that option is also available in Bedrock itself. I would like to bring your attentions to this place, especially this slide. We call the Strand Agent. It is a framework which is it's an open source SDK for building agent, just writing a few line of code. With the help of Strand agents, you can build the agents in a few line. What is the beauty of having Strand agent? First of all, Strand agents can help you to build agents without. First of all, it provides the flexibility of choosing the models from the different providers. This is the one. It means it is not going to stop you to use a model from the different providers. For example, Llama, for example, Amazon, for example, OpenAI. You can use any of the models, right? This is the one very important. It provides the extendability. It means it can use you can use the different kind of MCP server. And the agent that you are going to build using Strand, it can interact with any other agent using A2A protocols. So basically, you can see there are four principles that it works based on, right? We have the robust capability like native tooling, MCP server, and native integrated with AWS. So, what is the point I'm trying to explain here? Strand agents give you options to choose the model, right? And provides a different kind of supports. Let's say you can use MCP server, external MCP server. It comes with the MCP server. Native support is available, so you can use that. I would like to just give you one very important fact here. Generally, you see, you can use Strand agents to build your agent, but what is the challenge? Building agent is really very easy, right? But the moment you think of taking it to production, it's become very difficult. And Gartner predicts that over 40% of agentic AI project will be canceled by end of 2027. What is the reason? Due to escalating cost, unclear business value, and inadequate risk control, right? So we need a kind of solution, or we need a kind of service that can help you take your agent from the development to the productions. Why it is the problem when whenever we think of taking your agent into productions, or let's say at an enterprise scale? The moment I talk about this enterprise scale means we need a kind of spatial environment or a kind of compute where your agent can run. For example, sometimes agents are running 8 hours or so we need a kind of special environment where your agents can run for the longer period of times. We need a scaling capabilities, and we need a security in place, like inbound security, outbound security. And the most important part, we need to know what my agent is doing or what my agents did, what kind of permission has been given. It means we need observability. So these are the four things which is required. Your agent should be taken care of. Means your agent should be observed under these four, pillars, I would say. And that's what's the chasm, a kind of gap from your uh, development which you did in the local environment and taking it to the production, right? So what is the solutions? So a solution is Amazon Bedrock Agent Core. Agent Core is a service, guys, and there's a 9 service modules. Runtime, which provides you the environment where your agent can be deployed. Memory, because your agent need memory. Identity means your inbound, outbound uh, uh, security check. Basically, we need a gateway. Gateway, you can imagine like your agent. Let's say this is your agent and need to interact with the MCP server, right? So I would like to have a kind of gateway here that can provide a single endpoint that your agent client can use it. And behind this scene, there should be MCP or maybe some open AI model would be there, open AI specifications, REST API, or maybe there is a some agents that would like to, you know, expose it, or maybe Lambda function, not agent. Lambda functions, I would like to expose this Lambda function to my agents. Can we do it without writing anything here? So of course, this gateway does for you. So you can see there are different other options are there. I'm not going to highlight those things, but just to let you know, Bedrock's agent codes give you the complete, solutions. With the help of that, you can take your agent, which you have used for, you have built using Strand agents into productions with the help of agent code. Right. So I would like to just quickly, because in the interest of time, I would like to show you. Here's the complete agent code platform where we have the runtime. You can use any framework, any models. If you are going to go with the strand agents, you can think of any framework. You can use any models, and you can use identity for inbound, outbound. You can use policy to ensure that what kind of actions your agent can perform. You can use gateway for exposing your MCP, Lambda functions, or Open API. And there are many other, for example, if you are thinking of observability, so we have the observability in place. And for any agents, memories are vital. Without memory, you can't think of your agent, because agent uh, agents need memory so that it can perform action based on the previous context. It means it can take the context from whatever conversations happen. So if you look at here, everyone, up to this point, what we have seen for ideations and planning, what you can use Kiro. And for building agents, you can think of using Strand agents. And for deploying into the productions, what we can use agent code. So you can see whatever a line you are, for example, let's say you are thinking for ideations, you can think of going with the Kiro. But if you want development, go with the Strand agents. And if you need to deploy your agents into productions, think of using agent code. And beauty with this setup is you can use any models from the any providers, and you can use any framework. It's not only Strand agents. You can think of LangChain, LangGraph, Crew, or any other framework which are available. Right. The last point, I would not take more than 2 more minutes. Let me just quickly wrap up this part. And now next thing, so the last part of this, key area of driving business value from the agentic AI is transform your business with agentic OS. This is the new concept. Basically, you can think of agentic OS like a simple operating system that you have seen, but for building your own agentic space or agentic solution for enterprise. So you need a agentic OS. I'm not going to talk about this one, but just to let you know that this is the word very popular nowadays, and most of the enterprise level of organization, they have started thinking in that directions. I'll share some of the, let's say, link, or maybe reach out to me. I'll be happy to guide you through for what exactly the agentic OS is and how it is going to shape or give the direction in the future. But it's a very popular things. With this, I would just give you a last two slide. AWS AI portfolio. Up to this point, what I have discussed, four area where agentic AI would be adding value. But here's the AWS provides all the AI portfolio. You remember I was talking about sometimes back agentic OS. If you are thinking about agentic OS, you need infrastructure. We can use Amazon SageMaker. We can use AI compute, because this is something you can use for building your own foundational model or custom models if you are thinking of. So this is the for those who are, let's say, data engineers or anybody who's working in data space or building, let's say, foundational data foundations or, let's say, model. So you can think of using these services. I spoke about a Bedrock. So we have different models, we have the different capabilities, we have agent code that can help you take your models agents into production. Right. And if you look at here, the top tier, because this is the middle tier where you need a programming skill a little bit to here you need a lot of programming skill, because you are going to build your foundation, let's say, models or custom models. But the moment you come to this part, application and agents, you see Kiro. It's like a ID. Amazon QuickSight. Here you don't need any programming expertise. You need just what kind of business you want to automate. Anything sort of related to the automations you can think of using this one. So we have a frontier agents like a Kiro autonomous agent, which is going to be uh, GA soon. I don't know the date, but yes, it is in a preview. And you can see DevOps agent and a security agent. So this is the complete AWS AI portfolio that you can think of using it, depending on where you fit in, your organizations fit in, right? Based on your a kind of a skill set, you can choose where you would like to work. In nutshell, AWS provide everything you need to succeed with agentic AI. So in today's session, the whole idea was to tell you how AWS can empower you with the different tools, services that you can leverage to be like a successful agentic AI, developer, solution architect, or whatever you are thinking to be in future. This is something offered from AWS. For example, we have a pre-built agent, tools, model, infrastructure expertise. So you can use any of them to be successful. With this, I would take a pause and thank you very much, everyone. I'm available on LinkedIn if you'd like to connect there. Happy to connect there, and I'll be happy to help you in future with your questions or anything. Thank you very much, everyone. Over to you, Chisholm. Chisholm, you there? Chisholm, you there? I can't hear you. If you're speaking, I can't hear you. We still not can't hear you. Any other persons can hear? Please let us know. Israel, you can hear?
Thank you, Dr. Anil, for such a wonderful session. I don't know if you have anyone that has any questions. Otherwise, wait for Chisholm to get back. You can drop your questions in the chat and we will address them. Dr. Anil will address them accordingly. So if you have any question, please drop it in the chat.
Yeah.
So while we wait for Chisholm to join us, after this session, we are going to be having a Kahoot question and answer session. So if you have a question, that so that Dr. Anil can help attend to the question while we wait for Chisholm to join us back. Hi, Chisholm. Can you speak now?
Yeah. So while Chisholm is joining, I can see one questions. Idris has asked this question: when building an agent on AWS, how do we prevent AWS from using our data to train their model? So very good question. By the way, just to let you know, AWS does not use your data for any kind of model training. So rest assured, because we have, if you look at AWS artifacts, it is already mentioned that there's a contract, basically a kind of artifacts given to you that we don't use your data for any kind of model training. Yeah. Over to you, Chisom, if you can speak here.
Yes.
Uh, Israel, can you hear us? Yes, I've already answered this question. Thank you.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Okay, good. The Kahoot session. Um,
Mhm.
much, Dr. Amil. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let me know if you can see my screen for the Kahoot session. Yes, these are going to be shared and made available to us. And you can join us via our social media and do. Hello, Israel. Apologies earlier. All right. Sincere apologies for the Let me see. Do we have people joining in? Like, there's nobody joining the quiz session. So okay, David is here. All right, good. Do we have more people? Okay. I'm just going to wait for a few more seconds and then start. My guess is that because of the technical issue that we had earlier, some people that probably were unable to join earlier. So more seconds and then. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead for the quiz session. All right. I know that Dr. Anil spoke more about this. So we have 20 seconds and then we can go ahead to the next question. Okay, let's see the leaderboard. Okay, on to the next one. Which AWS platform provides the foundational infrastructure for building? Okay. All right, Kieran is leading this one. Try the next one. According to Gartner's prediction, what will project by 20? Okay. Kieran is still leading. All right, next question. What is the purpose of Bedrock Agentic Core in AWS Agentic AI stack? Okay, let's see. Wow, we have Kieran still leading the board. And then the last question. What is trans agent and what is primary benefit? Okay, let's see the leaderboard now. Mayo has 935, followed by Kieran, 1452. Wow. David, that's interesting. So David is actually our winner. Um, David has 1,644 votes, followed by Kieran, 1,452 votes. And then Mayo, 9,935. Sorry, did I just say votes? Score, I meant. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. So the winners that we have here, please, you can send us an email with your details and your number. I'm going to display our email address right here on the screen so that you can send us an email. We have a gift for you. for winning this session. And just to tell you, the AWS Study Series has just started, so it's continuing also next week. So be on the lookout for amazing session like this that is also going to be happening in the subsequent week. It's going to fill with several learning opportunities, questions, and of course, you can always join the AWS community itself, where we have various opportunities that comes out of the community every now and then, updates, even up to job opportunities. All right, so would love you to join the community. To the winners, you can send us an email at the email that is showing on the screen. And of course, to follow us on our social media also, you can see the social media channel. The link is already being shared on the screen also. So you can follow us on our social media channel um, to know more about the updates, to hear more about the opportunities that are available. And of course, we would love to see you join our next AWS series session. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. It's been an amazing session to have you all. Thank to our host, Chizum. Unfortunately, she had some technical issues and she couldn't round up the session, but thank you very much, Chizum. And special thanks to Dr. Anil, who shared with us from his depth of knowledge about the Agentic AI. We are very much glad that you honored our invitation, and we are sure that subsequently, when we also invite you to another session, you'll definitely be willing to join us to also share from your depth of knowledge with us. So thank you very much, everyone. It's been an amazing session having you all on the session today. The recording of this session is also going to be available on our YouTube channel, so you can always go back to watch the video. And if you have any question, like Dr. Annie mentioned, you can always reach out also. We look forward to a wonderful and an amazing session in the subsequent AWS series, and we'd love to have you. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, you all.
Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, Dr. Annie.
Everyone,
Bye.
thank you.